An all-new Gift Storm, we're cutting cards like Desperate Ritual and Pyretic Ritual, and instead we're playing Amulet of Vigor, Explore, Growth Spiral, and more. Let's go check it out. So let's get this out in the open. This was not my idea. A supporter of this channel, Me2, posted this deck to the Storm Discord, which is absolutely free to join. That link is in the description down below. And well, I've improved on that idea. So this is what we'll be playing today. I am now going to show you the original concept. So here you had Explore, Growth Spiral, some rituals, Merchant Scroll for Gifts Ungiven. And I started with a concept that was very similar to this, except I cut the Merchant Scrolls for wishes and then tried something like that. It didn't go very well. I played 2 leagues last night. It's just practice leagues, trying to get a feel for the deck. And in those practice leagues, I came to the conclusion that the rituals were the worst part of the deck, and instead I want to try to push the deck a little bit closer to Amulet Titan, because that side of the deck made significantly more mana than the Desperate Ritual side. So that's what we're doing here today, and I've even liked it so much that I included a Boreal Grazer. So if you're unfamiliar with Gift Storm, the classic build of the deck, and I guess I could show an old list here in my Magic Online account, but the idea is that you would Gifts Ungiven for Desperate Ritual, Pyretic Ritual, Manamorphose, and Past in Flames. Well, here in this Amulet-based Gift Storm deck, you would get Growth Spiral, Explore, a Boreal Grazer, and then Past in Flames. So no matter what happens, your opponent has to give you 2 pieces of mana plus Past in Flames, and you're going to win. They could give you Past in Flames plus like a Growth Spiral. That is another option. But what I'm saying here is you have a ton of mana, and it makes more mana. So how this deck functions is you ideally want to play Urza Saga on the first turn, and then something like a Mycosynth Gardens on the second turn. You then search out the Amulet of Vigor. You copy the Amulet of Vigor, and then you play a Simic Growth Chamber, or is it Boilerworks, or even Gruul Turf. And then Amulet of Vigor will untap these lands twice. Okay, so that means that your land drop makes 4 mana. So that's why we're playing Growth Spiral, Explore, and a Boreal Grazer, because these cards will make 4 mana, where Desperate Ritual or Pyretic Ritual only makes 1. I mean, it makes 3, but in general, it's +1. So a Boreal Grazer is actually +3, which is the best rate in the deck. However, the downside is that it doesn't cantrip. It doesn't get you any further into the deck for continuing the combo. So, like I said, I played it a bunch originally. I felt like you needed a little bit more consistency. I can't talk this morning. And Serum Visions was the card I had in mind. I tested it. I really liked the ability to find Amulet more often, and that's why I'm playing that. But the big upgrade, in my opinion, was I included Escape to the Wilds. This is the card the deck was missing. And this allows you to just play straight through Dauthi Voidwalker. I was really concerned when I was building this deck from the original list. Like, this deck list has no main deck answer to Dauthi Voidwalker except for your 1 Grapeshot that's a win condition. And with the build that I was working on, you get to wish for 8th Progenitor Ooze and just win right through it. You can also Escape to the Wilds and completely ignore Dauthi Voidwalker. There's a lot of play. You could wish for Void Snare. There's just more options. And in this sideboard, I included an Aether Spellbomb that you can find off of Urza's Saga, or a Haywire Might to blow up a Damping Sphere or a Leyline of the Void if you need to, that sort of thing. So my deck is a little bit more toolboxy, but I think it gives us some powerful options, and that's what I'm really looking to achieve today. So shoutouts to Lee and Me2 for the original concept, but today we're trying a more Amulet-based build because that's what my practicing showed me that I wanted. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe if you do, or if you have any ideas on how to make it better, put those down below as well. But I've rambled long enough. Why don't we head on into that first match? I'll see you there. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You can also show your support by becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks such as badges, emotes, early access to videos, exclusive members only content, and access to our members Discord section. As you increase the tiers, there are other rewards such as shop discounts, sideboard guides, and even free donation decks. Click the join button down below to find out more. We also have other ways you can support us, like theepicstorm.com/shop, or submitting a donation deck via theepicstorm.com/donation decks. That's enough for now. Let's play some Magic. Welcome to match number 1. We're on the draw, and I will keep. We have a land drop. We have Amulet of Vigor. We even have one of the Karoo lands. We do need to find a second copy of Amulet, or the Mycosynth Gardens. Our opponent plays a Hedge Maze, okay. Faithful Mending, so they're on the Reanimator deck. This is going to be a very tough matchup. This deck just eats alive combo decks. We find Scalding Tarn. I'm going to lead on the Amulet here, just so that way my Amulet of Vigor doesn't get discarded. And we'll search out the Steam Vent, so that way I have access to red mana. And we'll play the Amulet of Vigor. Pass that turn. Basic Plains, okay. There's the Archaeologist. Milled over Thoughtseize and Force of Negation. And Prismatic Ending. Love that for us. I guess technically they're allowed to get one of these back, and they grabbed the ending, so that wasn't great. For some reason in my head, I just thought it was a mill 3. Ignore me. Alright, so we hit Explore. I'm going to start on Preordain, I think. We don't need either of these. Those can both go on the bottom. Urza's Saga. That's not a bad find here. I think we should just play the Saga and pass. Just think of Saga as a Suspend 3 Amulet of Vigor. You can also like try to construct them in the meantime, but I don't think that's going to be a plan we want to do. They play the Godless Shrine. There goes our Amulet. They have 4 cards remaining in hand. Saga will go up to the second chapter. We draw another copy of Escape to the Wilds. We'll play the Hedge Maze. Manamorphose. That can go to the graveyard. We will pass the turn. Another copy of Faithful Mending. Discards Gristlebrand and another Archaeologist. So I guess at this point we have to hope that they don't have the reanimation effect. And it would look like they do here. There's the Goryo's Vengeance. So realistically, we've probably lost this game, but we're going to play it out. Us beating the Force of Negation Thoughtseize Grief deck, that's also a combo deck, for match number 1 was probably not going to happen, but we're going to see if we can come back in the post-board games. They draw 7. Interesting. No Ephemerate, you're not going to pay any more life? It's very strange. They discard an Atraxa. We draw another Growth Chamber. We'll tap the Saga for mana. We'll grab another copy of Amulet. And let's start off with a Manamorphose. We'll do green, red, and another Explore. Let's cast Explore. Growth Spiral. So we'll place him a Growth Chamber. And we want to stack it so that way the land untaps before the bounce. So we'll tap for mana. The Growth Chamber will now return itself. We'll play another copy of Explore. Serum Visions. Let's play that. We don't need either of these right now. We just need to find another way to copy our Amulet. And for some reason, the put on the bottom button just is not working right now. There it goes. We'll play Growth Chamber again. Untap, untap. Untap, bounce, technically. Okay, so now the Growth Chamber will return. I still have a land drop this turn. Let's play Serum Visions first. We don't need another Escape to the Wilds. Explore seems fine. We'll keep that on top. So now I'll play the Growth Chamber. Float mana. Growth Chamber will return itself. And we will Growth Spiral floating a green. We'll draw that Explore. Put the Growth Chamber back on the table. Float the mana. And we'll Serum Visions again. Turn 7. We found the Mycosynth Gardens. How about that? Okay, these can both go on the bottom. And I think we'll Explore here. We found Past in Flames. I'll play the Mycosynth Gardens and we can just pass. Our opponent, Goryo's Vengeance, back the Atraxa. This time they find Grief, Prismatic Ending, Ephemerate, another Goryo's Vengeance, Solitude. The Prismatic Ending is the big one here. Yeah, I'm good to pick it up. We can go to the next game. They did select Prismatic Ending and Ephemerate and Grief, so we did not get game number 1. We struggled to find that second Amulet after the Prismatic Ending the first time, so it's a tough balance between, do you play out the card to not lose the Grief, or do you play it out and get hit by Prismatic Ending too soon? We'll bring in Veil of Summer. I think that's a card we want against the Force of Negation Grief deck. And now we have to find something to take out. It's tough because your entire deck has critical pieces in it. I think the weakest card is likely Serum Visions, so we'll board those out. Arboreal Grazer is a part of your gifts pile, so even though you're not facing an aggressive deck, you kind of need to leave it in. Okay, so here we have triple Amulet over time, but we have to find a Karoo land. I think that this is actually an okay keep. I know it seems a little crazy, but I think it's fine. Play Urza's Saga, pass that turn. Our opponent plays a Hedge Maze and keeps a card on top. Saga will go to the second chapter. We'll play another. Pass the turn. Godless Shrine. And we find a Mycosynth Gardens. Okay. So we'll float mana here. And now we'll search. We'll grab an Amulet. And we'll play the Mycosynth Gardens. And let's just copy it. Pass the turn. I mean, if we could find a Growth Chamber, next turn we could do something meaningful. Right now we could untap Steam Vents 3 times next turn. But that's not going to get us there. They play Faithful Mending. Discards Atraxa. Yep. And there's the Goryo's Vengeance. They reveal Prismatic Ending, Grief, Force of Negation, Ephemerate. Yeah, like this was a stacked reveal 10. Holy moly. So no matter what, they could do Flooded Strand, Ephemerate, but they'd have to give up Force of Negation to do so. They choose Grief, Prismatic Ending, Flooded Strand, and Ephemerate. So Force of Negation goes to the graveyard. They play the Marsh Flats. Attack for 7, I will go to 13. Basic Plains. And they Ephemerate. Subtlety and Solitude still in their deck. So they might think that I'm a, Primeval Titan deck, which is not the case. They take a Force of Negation this time. And now they're going to Grief. They take a Growth Spiral. Yep. Past in Flames is not the worst draw, but it's not what we need right now. We'll grab a third Amulet. And I think we're supposed to just play another Saga here, because the Steam Vents represents more mana on another turn. Ephemerate on Atraxa. This deck, they choose to not cast it. This deck is so powerful. I go to 6 life. Okay, we need to find the Simic Growth Chamber here. Ding. Okay. So you're saying there's a chance. I guess we'll just start off by making a colorless here, because that's free. We'll play the Growth Chamber. And now our land makes 6 mana. Okay, now Growth Chamber will return itself. Let's try and explore. Grazer here was a very good draw. We'll play the Growth Chamber again. Is there a world that we're going to beat this nuts start from the Reanimator deck? I hope so. Alright, now the Semi-Growth Chamber will return itself. I'll play a Boreal Grazer. And we'll put Steam Vents into play. And now it untaps. Make red. They could have Subtletied the Grazer and they didn't. Pretty sure they have Subtlety in hand. I thought that was a card they put to their hand at one point. Maybe they just don't fear Subtlety. Let's lead on Veil of Summers. And that just resolves. Okay, so now we'll Past in Flames. I think we'll use some of this blue. We have a lot of blue mana. Okay. Let's play Growth Spiral. So we'll draw a card. Gifts Ungiven was the find! How insane! Okay, here we go. Match 1. We are getting to do the thing at least once. Okay. Tons of mana in my mana pool. We will return the Simic Growth Chamber. And now we will explore. We hit Escape to the Wilds. Okay. So we're definitely partying here. Our opponent's at 33, so we're going to have to get quite the high storm count in order to win. 17 minutes on the clock is just something to think about. Growth Chamber will now return itself. We can play Escape to the Wilds, which reveals Gruul Turf, but that's about it. I think we'll play Gruul Turf. When you're comboing, Gruul Turf is interesting because once you get to this stage of the game, it making red and green is pretty good, but you need a lot of blue for like Growth Spiral and Gifts Ungiven. So that's why I chose to play 4 of the Simic Growth Chamber. Alright, Gifts Ungiven resolves. We will grab Escape to the Wilds. Let's do Explore, Growth Spiral, and another Gifts Ungiven. Like I mentioned, our opponent has 33 life. We're going to have to create a high storm count in order to win this. Alternatively, we could exile our entire library with Escape to the Wilds and then win with Thassa's Oracle. That's another choice we have here. So we'll play the Growth Spiral. Gruul Turf. Alright, so we've made a bunch of mana. Gruul Turf will now bounce itself. Play Explore. Another Amulet of Vigor. Happy about that. Roll Turf again. We'll cast the last Explorer. Is it Boilerworks? We'll play Growth Chamber this time. We have a lot of red mana now. And as you can see at this point, the world is sort of your oyster. We'll return the Growth Chamber. Flashback Past in Flames, Storm 13. We'll play Escape to the Wilds. Another Escape to the Wilds. Storm is 15. Manamorphose. We'll make red. I'm just trying to increase the storm count here. Another Escape to the Wilds is pretty good. It might be easier to win with this point with the Thassa's Oracle in the sideboard. We're at 16 cards in deck. We'll Manamorphose again. We'll make red. Manamorphose again. Manamorphose again. I guess we'll explore. Explore. Simic Growth Chamber. We'll make a bunch of mana here. We'll play another land. I think I just need a little bit more mana here. There's 11 cards left in our deck. We're almost to the point where we've won. It's just that 33 life is a lot. Okay, we'll preordain. We don't want either of these. Those can both go on the bottom. We'll preordain again. There's the Grapeshot. That can go on the bottom. We'll keep the preordain. Play preordain. The other Past in Flames we'll keep. Let's play an Explore. Another Amulet. I guess we'll play it. Play the preordain from exile. And there's Escape to the Wilds. Beautiful. I was digging for the fourth one. We'll play another Escape to the Wilds. And now we have one card left in our deck. Let's make some mana and then win the game. Maybe I shouldn't even show them the Oracle. Maybe I should just win using the Grapeshot. We're already at Storm 29. Play Boilerworks. We're down to 10 minutes or so. Need to hurry this up. But at least we're getting to do the thing in the first match. I do enjoy that. Alright, we'll play Wish. Storm 30. Wish again. Storm 31. We'll play Aether Spellbomb from the sideboard. Storm 32. Oh, I guess they could have like Faithful Mending here, which would be annoying. I guess I'll just play the Oracle. The Subtlety. With one card left in our deck, we can just Veil of Summer back into the Oracle. Yeah, our opponent messed up by not countering that Grazer earlier with the Subtlety. That could have been the difference in this game. We'll play the Oracle again. They've played the Faithful Mending, sure. And now Thassa's Oracle. Triggers. The Mycosynth Gardens was the final card, and we finally win game number 2. Love that. Okay, game 3. We're on the draw, and we've opened up a hand with 2 of the Karoo lands, but I don't think that this is a keep. We'll send that back. This hand doesn't have an amulet, but if you find one, it gets to do a lot. So I think we're going to keep this. Bottom the Grapeshot. You also don't want to over-mulligan against the Grief deck. They lead on a Watery Grave. Past in Flames is a decent draw. We'll shock and play the Preordain. 9 minutes on the clock. Bottom the Hedge Maze and we'll keep Preordain. Pass the turn. They play an island. Scalding Tarn. Let's play Preordain, digging for that amulet. No luck. Bottom both. Manamorphose will play Gardens, pass. Ooh, I'm playing too fast because of the clock. I probably should have played the Scalding Tarn because I have Veil of Summer in hand. Tainted Indulgence, sure. Gristlebrand, yep. Taking so long in game 2 to win is getting to me because normally I would have played a turn there, but I feel like I'm going to be punished now. And our opponent opens on turn 3 Gristlebrand. I mean, what they probably should have done in game 2, I believe it was pay like 21 life, grief me 3 times, ephemerate, and then I can never win. They pick up a Godless Shrine, and they ephemerate. Yep. Okay. Another Veil of Summer. We'll play the Scalding Tarn and pass. We have double Veil of Summer open right now. The Ephemerate Rebound does not happen. I'm at 4. It's a Fairy Time Raveler. Okay, I think I'm going to respond here. We will Manamorphose. Oh, cancel. We will Manamorphose. Red-green. Manamorphose again. Green. Another Grazer. Veil of Summer. Alright, so I'm priced here into... I mean, I could just Growth Spiral, I guess. Maybe... Trying to think of like what a winning game looks like from here. I'll grab the island. We'll Growth Spiral. Okay. I don't think it's possible for us to win this game anymore. Our draws just didn't pan out. And we did not find Amulet of Vigor, even with all of our digging. Okay, so like I could play Grazer and try to chump block through the Teferi, but it's not worth the time. We lost this first match, but we had a really sick game number 2. I mean, I don't expect to win this matchup. It's just really tough when your opponent has Force of Negation, Thoughtseize, Grief, you know, a turn 3 combo, where I think our opponent probably could have played it a little bit more aggressively, but it's neither here nor there. We're just going to try to win the rest of them. And hopefully you stick around and watch those matches. I'll see you in the second one. Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. They support over 30 formats, including Legacy and many other Eternal formats. There are so many options to view decks the way that you want, from text view to individual cards, mana value, and even card price. There's also light mode and dark mode. My personal favorite feature is card tags. This way you can sort cards by function. Moxfield supports collection tracking, Scryfall search, decklist feedback, and so much more. Follow me on Moxfield.com so you can stay updated on all of my decks. Match number 2, we're on the draw again, but we've opened up a stellar hand. We're going to keep this. Basic Plains into Aether Vial. Okay. We'll lead on the Urza Saga. This could be a turn 3 win for us, assuming that our opponent doesn't interact with our Amulet of Vigor plan. Aether Vial goes to 1. Tectonic Edge. Okay. The Mycosynth Gardens. What a great draw here. We're just going to copy our Amulet immediately. Pass the turn. There's no need to play out a Gruul Turf or anything. I mean, technically we could have tried for a turn 2 there. I just think that I'd rather save the Storm count. Alright, what are you doing? Our opponent probably thinks I'm Amulet Titan right now too, instead of this like wonky Storm deck. 3 mana for a Blade Splicer. Okay. Aether Vial has 2 counters on it. We'll tap the Saga for mana. And a Leonin Arbiter I cannot search. Bummer. Okay, so it looks like we're going to try to win through the Arbiter. We'll untap. Have 4 mana here. Growth Chamber will return itself, so we have 5 mana total. We'll start on a Preordain. Growth Spiral is definitely a card we want here. We'll keep that. Play the Growth Spiral. Put the Growth Chamber back into play. Serum Visions was an interesting draw. Growth Chamber will return. We now have 6 mana. Serum Vision's back down to 5. Manamorphose, another Grazer. I think we can afford to keep Grazer here. We have a lot of digging. So I'll Manamorphose now to draw into the Grazer. We'll do blue-red. Play the Arboreal Grazer. We'll Simic Growth Chamber again. Tons of mana here. Alright, Preordain. Storm is 6. We find Wish. We'll put that on the bottom. So 7 mana is Wish into Underworld Breach. So I think we want this. We'll Manamorphose. Need to make some more red mana here. Explore! Love that. Alright, we'll use a red. And Gifts Ungiven, that should be the ball game. We'll play Simic Growth Chamber. I mean, the way that this game played out, we might have been able to go for a turn 2. We'll now return the Simic Growth Chamber. Storm is 8. So if we cast Gifts Ungiven, we'll have 5 open mana. That's definitely enough to win. Gifts Ungiven targeting... Oh no, I forgot the Arbiter. I'd have to pay 2. So I'd have 3 open mana. So I'd have 3 open mana. So we would get Spiral, Explore, Grazer, and Past in Flames. Let's say they give me like Growth Spiral plus Past in Flames. I play the Growth Spiral, I go up to 5 mana. That's a fizzle. So I don't want to do that. Instead, we'll Manamorphose here. I could also Ave Progenitor Ooze at this point. Growth Spiral, okay. Another Chamber. I mean, that should be enough to win now. Return the Growth Spiral. Or cast another Growth Spiral. I don't even know what I'm saying at this point anymore. This deck is not easy to play. I could probably also just like wish for Past in Flames. Alright, we'll pay for the Arbiter. And that will Gifts Ungiven targeting them. We'll do Past in Flames, Explore, Growth Spiral, and the Grapeshot. Let's go! Love it. And our opponent concedes. D&T was no match. Okay, we probably want this Aether Spell Bomb. And I have a feeling we're probably going to need Force of Vigor, so I think I'm going to bring that in. We have to take out 4 cards. I think it's supposed to just be the Serum Visions again. Maybe you bring in the Haywire Might? If you do that, I think you're supposed to shave 1 Gifts Ungiven, which turns it into a wish target. Let's try this. Yeah, this seems great. Keep. Basic Plains into Thraben Inspector. Force of Vigor. I think I'm actually going to lead on the Polluted Delta this game, just because I want to be able to not lose to Arbiter. We'll preordain. I'll keep the backup Saga. We could actually look into playing the beatdown game this game if there's a Saga as well. I don't know how good that plan is, but it's an option. Tectonic Edge. And there's the Arbiter. We'll play Urza's Saga. Pass the turn. They play a Plains and Thalia, sure. Thraben Inspector. They have 2 cards left in hand. We'll take 3 going down to 13. Mycosynth Gardens, okay. We'll play the Gardens. Another land. So I'll take 6 here going down to 7. I'm not going to block. Another Arbiter. I don't know if those stack or not. Might have to Google this. Alright, the thing that I found says no, they do not stack. So I could pay 2 here and grab another amulet, but I don't think that's actually the move here because I'm so far behind that I don't think that's going to get us ahead. So instead, I'm going to make another construct. The Saga won't search. We'll play another Saga. Drawing the Spell Bomb here was insane because now our constructs are 3/3s. Oh no, I can't cast it. We'll pass the turn. I forgot about the Thalia for a moment. They draw a card using a clue. They draw another card using a clue. Flicker Wisp. That's going to be the difference here. Alright, we can go to game 3. No changes from me. We can resubmit. On the play. Wow. Keep. This might be a turn 2. Let's go. Play the Saga. Amulet of Vigor. I mean, my gut tells me I should wait till turn 3, but we'll see. My draw step might change that. Relic of Progenitus, okay. Another Preordain. We'll play Amulet of Vigor. Let's play the Growth Chamber. I feel like it's kind of free here to at least do something. Tap for mana. Tap for mana. Growth Chamber will return itself. Let's lead on a Preordain. Another Amulet of Vigor. I will keep. We'll play that Amulet of Vigor. Explore. Play the Simic Growth Chamber. So now this will make 6 mana. So we need these Preordains to find some good stuff, but we're in a decent spot here. Preordain. Both of those go on the bottom. Spell Bomb. We'll Preordain again. Guess we'll keep Manamorphose. Play the Manamorphose. Do green-red. And we fizzled. We'll play a Spell Bomb. Pass the turn. Ghost Quarter. I have to imagine they're going to hit my Saga here. Past in Flames. That was a... I mean, there's a Relic in play, but... Okay. Interesting. They're going to let me do it. Should I get the Haywire Might then? Maybe Haywire Might is the play. I don't really need another amulet. We'll play the Growth Chamber because I think they're going to destroy it with the Ghost Quarter. And they do. We'll search. We'll go get our basic. We'll float a blue. We have to return the island. And we will pass. Exile Urza's Saga. I think our opponent just gave us a chance to win now. Okay. Preordain. We'll play the Boiler Works. This makes 6 mana. Okay, now the Boiler Works returns itself. We'll play Past in Flames. And now we'll Manamorphose to make green mana. We draw Gifts Ungiven. We'll play Explore. We hit another Growth Chamber. That was very good. Okay. So there is an Arbiter in play for this Gifts Ungiven. We cannot forget that. And now the Growth Chamber returns itself. We'll play Preordain from the graveyard. I don't think we want either of these right now. We'll bottom both. Another Explore. Escape to the Wilds was a good draw. Maybe I should have played the Is It Boiler Works here so that way I could escape into the Wilds. Maybe that was the better move. But I have a lot of looks here at another land drop effect. Preordain. We'll bottom both. Manamorphose, that was also an out. We'll preordain again. Bottom. We'll keep this Escape to the Wilds. Manamorphose. Let's make red. Escape to the Wilds. We hit Explore. Manamorphose. Yeah, that was all great stuff. We'll play Growth Chamber. I can explore and copy Amulet as well at some point. But so when I was testing this deck last night, there were so many times where I was like, ooh, I can play the Mycosynth Gardens here and copy, and then didn't realize that I didn't have enough mana to keep winning, so I'm trying to avoid that here. We'll play Preordain from... Actually, maybe I should just Escape to the Wilds again. So if I explore first... Alright, let's do the math here. If I explore first, I go down to 6 mana. I can play Mycosynth Gardens and copy, and I'd have 5 mana available, which means I can Escape to the Wilds. Alright, so let's do this. We'll explore. We'll play Gardens, and now we'll copy, and now I'll Escape to the Wilds again. Play a Growth Chamber. This deck is so much fun. I mean, it's a lot of clicking, but it's a lot of fun. It's not easy to play. And now the Growth Chamber returns. Play Growth Spiral. We'll play Is It Boilerworks? And now we'll untap it 4 times. We can Escape to the Wilds again. And this is what I was talking about, where like sometimes you can just play through Dauthi Voidwalker without needing to use the graveyard. Like we started this turn on Past in Flames, but we're at a point where we don't actually need to use the graveyard anymore. Okay, the Growth Chamber will return. Let's Preordain. I guess I can keep another Growth Spiral. I mean, I don't want to fizzle, so bottoming it feels a little bit greedy. We'll Growth Spiral from Exile. And there's a Wish. Play another Growth Chamber. Alright, we have tons of mana at this point, just looking for that Grapeshot. We do not have a Grapeshot in our sideboard. That is on purpose. I chose to play a Thassa's Oracle in the board, so that way I could beat the One Ring. Because I think it's actually pretty easy to exile your entire deck once you get going. Alright, so we have a lot of mana. I'm going to flashback Past in Flames. I think I'm just going to Escape to the Wilds multiple times, just digging for that Grapeshot. And we hit it. Let's play Grapeshot. Storm is 20. And that's the match. We're on the board. We are officially 1-1. Looking to make playing your favorite combo deck much easier? Look no further than the Epic Storm Mini Token Combo Pack, which is available at theepicstorm.com/shop for $14.99. This combo token pack comes with 84 double-sided tokens. That includes our classic Storm and mana tokens, as well as fan favorites such as Goblins, Squirrels, and Slime Time Live. But that's not all. We've expanded this token pack to cover a variety of formats with new tokens. Stop on by theepicstorm.com/shop and make an easy decision to elevate your combo game. On the draw in match number 3, we've opened up a hand where we don't have access to Amulet. We don't even have a Crew land. I think that this hand is just a mulligan. Alright, well, if we find an Amulet, this hand is nuts. I think we'll keep this and get rid of the Grazer. City of Brass, is this Dredge? Speaking of finding Amulet, there we go. Another City of Brass. It looks like Dredge. If it looks like Dredge and it smells like Dredge, it's Dredge. They hit a Creeping Chill. We'll go to 17. Manamorphose. I think this is going to be a turn 3. Holy moly. Love it. We need our opponent to not turn 3 us, but we'll see. I will take 6. I go to 11. Looks like they might unearth Ox of Agonis here. And they do. They hit another Creeping Chill. Okay, well, now it's our time to shine. We'll add a colorless. Go grab Amulet. We will copy the Amulet. We'll play the Is It Boilerworks. And we'll make 4 mana. And then the Boilerworks will return itself. We'll play Manamorphose, and we're going to make green here. Because we need to cast these Explorers, but we also want to Escape to the Wilds. We'll play an Explorer using a red mana. Grazer was a good draw. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. Like, we're kind of like, Boilerworks is not real. It was the worst crew land we could have had in this spot. I still think you want 1 Boilerworks in the deck, but it's a little awkward. Alright, I think now we want to Escape to the Wilds to see if we can hit a Simic Growth Chamber. We hit another Manamorphose. I mean, that's pretty good. We'll play Boilerworks, float mana, and again, so we're back up to 5 mana. Boilerworks returns. We'll Manamorphose. Once again, we'll make green. We'll explore. Another Manamorphose is great. And let's escape to the wilds. We hit Growth Spiral, but still no Simic Growth Chamber. Play the as a Boilerworks. Also, Gruul Turf would be fine here. Up to 6 mana. We'll Manamorphose again. We'll make green. Another Growth Spiral. I think we want to Serum Visions at this point to try to find the Growth Chamber. Escape to the wilds. I don't think we actually want another escape here. Maybe we do. I have 5 mana. Yeah, I'll keep it. I will play Explore. Boilerworks again. And now it returns. We'll play Escape to the Wilds. So this will put us over 50% of the way through our deck. We find another Amulet. And a Gruul Turf, okay. Let's play the Amulet. And then we'll play Gruul Turf. We finally have a way to make green mana. Okay, and then I'll return the Gruul Turf. We'll play the Arboreal Grazer. And now we can just filter between these lands. And I mean, finding Simic Growth Chamber wouldn't be terrible, but we don't need to anymore. You could just swap between Is It Boilerworks and the Gruul Turf. Tons of red mana. We'll play Serum Visions. I think we want another Amulet, so we'll keep that on top. Play Growth Chamber. Boilerworks. It picks up. We'll play a 3rd or 4th Amulet. My apologies. We have plenty of blue. Let's Serum Visions. We found the Growth Chamber and the Grapeshot. I'm going to bottom the Growth Chamber. We just don't need it. We'll keep Explorer on top. We'll play Serum Visions. Both of these are fine. We'll play Explore. Play another Amulet. Need to increase Storm count just a little bit from here. All the mana in the world. Okay, and then we can play Preordain. I don't want to show them Past in Flames, so I'll keep the Manamorphose here. They're at 24 life. We just need a few more spells. We'll play the Wish. Escape to the Wilds. And I ended up showing them Past in Flames anyway. Alright, we'll play Grapeshot. Storm 24. Boom! Love that. Turn 3 versus the blazing fast Dredge opener. Okay. Is Dredge a deck that's likely to have Leyline of the Void? But also, do I even care about Leyline of the Void? I think my best bet is actually to just resubmit and accept that we're trying to race. This is a hand that could turn 3 again. We need to draw a Karoo land, but I will keep. So one thing that we discussed when we were building the deck was, do you want to put an Expedition map in your deck? Because that means off of Urza Saga, you could always find a Karoo land. We found that playing a map was actually pretty bad, just because, well, we didn't actually test it, but in theory, it was bad because you very rarely want it, and a lot of times you're just looking to keep the chain moving, and drawing an Expedition map is pretty bad. And your deck does have 6 Karoo lands in it, and you have 8 cantrips. Like, I just don't think, I think map is better in theory than in practice, I guess is my point here. And with a turn 1 Thoughtseize, we're probably not looking at a turn 3, but it could. It could be a turn 3 still. I hope they take the Wish. Let's see what they do. They go after Manamorphose. That's interesting. Explore is a good one. We'll play Saga and Amulet of Vigor. Pass. You could have tried to lead on the Mycosynth Gardens and then like Saga game. I don't think that there's a world in which this is actually a beatdown matchup for us. Turn 2 Thrilling Discovery. So they opened up on turn 1 Thoughtseize into Dredge. Pretty good opener for a mulligan to 5. We'll take 3 off the Creeping Chill. Oh, I just skipped my turn. Oh! Okay, so this has happened to me twice recently, where I hit F6 on my opponent's turn, but they've already hit it on theirs. Even though their turn isn't over, it ends up skipping my turn. That's so unfortunate. Like, I was literally in their first main phase when I hit F6. And we ripped the Growth Chamber, but this could have been a cleaner win for us. Maybe I can still make a turn 3 win happen even with my fumble. Oh no, this is not going to be a turn 3. My bad. We'll just pass. For some reason, I thought I could still copy, because in my head, I wanted to copy on turn 2. They Dark Blast their own Thug. Now they can put an Archimedes on top. Yep. They dredge, and obviously they hit that Narcomoeba, which will return their own prized amalgams. The otherworldly gaze, sure. The amalgams come back, and now we can try to win. Sorry that I've thrown this game, but we're still going to, win on turn 4. It should have been a turn 3, but oh well. And now we'll return the land. Let's play Preordain first. Bottom the Mycosynth Gardens. We can keep the Serum Visions. We'll play the Serum Visions. I think we want both of these. We'll play Explore. Play Amulet of Vigor. Alright, now we're going to make a ton of mana here. So we're tapping and untapping with each amulet. 9 mana in our mana pool. We'll return the Simic Growth Chamber. And now we'll explore again. Drawing into Preordain. We'll Preordain. Past in Flames and Gifts Ungiven. So I currently don't have any red mana. But I could Mycosynth Gardens for red. Which actually might be the play here. So I think we want to keep both of these. So we'll play the Growth Chamber. 14 mana in mana pool. We'll pick up the Growth Chamber. And now we'll play the Arboreal Grazer, putting the Mycosynth Gardens into play. And this is actually going to be very nice, because we can make a bunch of red mana and then copy the amulet. So now we'll make a red using a blue. Make a red using a green. Make a red. And we'll make another red. We'll play the Past in Flames. I guess I should have copied on the last one. Instead I made another red, but we'll be fine. I don't need a 5th amulet here. We're going to win. We'll explore, put the Growth Chamber into play. There's a lot of ways to skin this cat. 5th amulet doesn't really matter. And we'll Gifts Ungiven targeting our opponent. We'll grab the Grapeshot, escape to the wilds. We'll do Explore and Growth Spiral. And our opponent concedes. We're now 2-1 with 2 matches left to go. If you're still watching, make sure to give this video a like, comment, and subscribe. While you're near the description, here's a reminder to use our affiliate links if you're going to make a purchase from Amazon, Card Hoarder, or TCG Player. Just above those affiliate links, you'll find our social channels. Make sure to join those to connect with us. Match number 4, we're on the play. Nope, can't keep that. Bummer. If we had one land, this hand would be the nuts. I would consider keeping this on the draw, which would be really sketchy, but on the play, you're just not allowed to. I guess one downside is this is not the green one, so I guess even on the draw, this hand would be bad. We'll go to 5. I suppose so. We'll get rid of Gruul Turf and a land. Alright, so mulligan to 5 is not ideal, but we're still in this. We'll grab Steam Vents, we go to 17, and we'll play Serum Visions. We'll bottom the Preordain, obviously keeping the amulet. Pass the turn. Oh no, we're facing Mill. This matchup is unwinnable. I faced it 3 times last night. I don't think I won any of them. We'll play the Hedge Maze. And now we get to Surveil. We'll mill the land. And then we'll Preordain. I think we want the Explore. Pass the turn. Yeah, this matchup is so bad for us. Basic Island. We mill 6. They hit Explore, Manamorphose. Here's a Saga. What? Okay. So they have all the crabs in the world. Another amulet, please? What about another Gifts Ungiven? Alright, we'll play Growth Chamber. It untaps. Make some mana. Return the Growth Chamber. We'll play Explore. And we hit the amulet. But I think now it's too late. We'll play the amulet. My fear is them milling a Simic Growth Chamber and then surgicaling it, but I can't win the game if I play out my Simic Growth Chamber and pass, so we're just going to pass the turn here. Next turn we have 6 mana, which I don't believe is enough to win the game. We're going to mill 9 cards here. They hit another amulet. No Simic Growth Chambers. No Past in Flames either. Fractured Sanity. They hit Grapeshot, Wish, and Past in Flames. So if I could draw a Explore effect here, I believe we have a win. Let's see. The Mycosynth Gardens. So I could flashback Past in Flames, but that's actually not enough here. So I think what we're going to do is Gifts Ungiven and see what we could actually cobble together. We'll return the Simic Growth Chamber. Gifts Ungiven targeting you. Explore, Growth Spiral, Grazer. And then is the last card Manamorphose would have to draw into another one of the two remaining untap effect or two remaining explore effects. I think it has to be the Manamorphose. If only we had one or two mana untap effect here. Or I keep on saying untap effect, explore effect. We're pretty much at the mercy of our opponent choosing wrong here. I believe it should be, if I was them, I would give me the Grazer and then Manamorphose. And I think they might have given me the ones that win here. Let's see. Explore. We'll play Growth Chamber. Okay. So if I pick up the Steam Vents, I'm trying to think here. So I would go to 2 mana. I would Steam Vents. That makes 2. That's not good enough. All right, we'll pick up the Growth Chamber. I guess I have to draw. I don't have any Manamorphose left. Is it Boilerworks is in the graveyard? I guess I could draw in a Gruul Turf because I'm not seeing it in here. Growth Spiral. We did not hit. Play Growth Chamber. Return Steam Vents, I guess. And now we'll Gifts Ungiven again. Term is 4. Explore. Growth Spiral. Yeah, we just don't have a win. I needed to hit exactly Gruul Turf. Or one of these other Explore effects. Amulet of Vigor, and we'll do Preordain. I guess the hope is that our opponent doesn't have anything with the remaining 3 cards. And then maybe I could win. We'll play Amulet. Preordain. Okay. So I need them to not have a land or anything that mills me. So basically, we'd have to hope that their hand is just like nothing but removal. And they do have the land. We can concede. Alright, so I do think we want Serum Visions because in the matches I played last night, they ended up having a decent amount of counter magic. And we can get rid of Serum Vision since Scry 2 is pretty terrible against Mill. And we'll try this out. We're on the play for game number 2. Yeah, I mean, this hand seems good. We'll try it. Having double Past in Flames in your hand against the Mill deck. Ah, they opened up on Leyline. Ah, that's not good. We'll play turn 1 Saga. And Amulet of Vigor. So typically you can play through Leyline of the Void. It's a lot harder when you open up on double Past in Flames. Okay. We will copy Amulet. Pass the turn. They have 6 cards in hand. We'll search out another Amulet. In the matches I played yesterday, none of my opponents had Leyline of the Void. We'll play Gardens, and we'll just copy Amulet. They cycle a Fractured Sanity. And they hit the Grapeshot, so I have to win with Thassa's Oracle or Eve now. Soul Guide Lantern, yeah, you got it. Another Mycosynth Gardens. We'll play Scalding Tarn and pass. They draw a card. Shelldock Isle. I'm not even sure if I want to use this Scalding Tarn, we'll see. But it turns on their traps, and I don't know if I actually want to do that or not. We'll play Gardens, pass the turn. And our opponent's clearly just representing a bunch of interaction. Veil of Summer, not a bad draw. I would not mind drawing into Urza Saga here and just like pivoting to a beatdown game plan. We do have 3 Sagas left in the deck. They milled 1 previously. Another Veil of Summer. Okay. They play another Pluto Delta, and they're passing with 6 cards in their hand. Growth Spiral. Doesn't help us much when we don't have a Karoo land. They hardcast another Leyline of the Void. Manamorphose, I'm just going to draw and pass. They have another land. Another Explore for us, but no Karoo land quite yet. We'll discard a Past in Flames here. And they find a Hedron Crab. Yep. So they can fetch twice and mill me for 6. We find Preordained, let's cast that. Both of these are actually pretty good. We'll keep the Gruul Turf. And I could copy Amulet first. I'm not going to, because I don't want to use these fetch lands. Just making a ton of mana. And then Gruul Turf will return itself. And now we'll copy another Amulet. So mana is no longer our choke point. We can cast Explore. In response, they fetch. In response, I'm going to Manamorphose. They're fetching again in response. So Veil of Summer will not do anything here because they have not played a blue spell. I think I'm going to fetch in response. I realize that I'm turning on their traps. We're making a bunch of mana with our lands. And then still in response, I'm going to fetch and pull out that Steam Vents. We get 5 Amulet triggers. Alright, now we get the Surveil. I think I want another Explore, so I'll keep that on top. And I'm going to Growth Spiral in response. Rural Turf. We'll make another blue. And I think I might pick up a Surveil Land here, just to give us card quality. Or maybe that's not right. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to, like, because then I'm out of Karoo lands, I'm just going to pick up the Gruul Turf. They never played a blue spell in response, so we mill 3. I now draw off of the Manamorphose. Green, blue. Gifts Ungiven is a good one. We'll mill 3. Alright, so there's one Wish left in the deck. We'll play Preordain. Escape to the Wilds is great. We'll keep that. Play Gruul Turf. Getting a little low on time here. I need to speed this up. Now we'll pick up the Gruul Turf. We'll play Escape to the Wilds. Okay. Escape to the Wilds. 15 cards left in deck. We hit the Wish. We'll play another Amulet of Vigor. Escape to the Wilds. 10 cards left in deck. We have one more escape left in there. Let's play Simic Growth Chamber, make a bunch of mana. Whoops, I missed a mana trigger there. My fear is if they have a way to mill me for 10 in response to me drawing a card from here. But I don't know if I'm allowed to play around it. Like, I need to empty my deck. We'll start by playing Wish here. Preordain. We'll bottom both. We have one Escape to the Wilds left that we actually want to hit. Preordain. We'll bottom the Growth Spiral. Keep the Manamorphose. Manamorphose. Red. Yeah, we have one more escape. I just haven't seen it yet. Manamorphose. I'm starting to doubt myself there. I guess we'll Manamorphose again. And there's the Escape to the Wilds. So we'll play Escape to the Wilds. We have no deck left, and now we'll play Thassa's Oracle. Holy moly. We did it. Now we need to win Game 3 in 8 minutes. Do I want to bring in Force of Vigor against Mill? I do think that maybe I want to bring in Ave. Which seems crazy because it's a Wish target, but maybe we'll board out a Gifts Ungiven. I think the plan is that I should be looking to ignore Graveyard Hate instead of winning through it. But I'll board out one more Gifts Ungiven for a Force of Vigor. I think that just like having the option to find the Force of Vigor might be nice. So we have the Ave. We have no Karoo lands. We do have access to Amulet. I think I'm going to ship this. This seems a little sketchy to me. We'll go to 5. Best hand we've seen. Alright, we'll bottom the Grapeshot and the backup Saga. Turn 1 Polluted Delta. We have 8 minutes to win this. Turn 1 Crab. No Leyline of the Void. Escape to the Wilds was an insane draw, so what we want to do now is we need to draw into a Karoo land. Ruin Crab. They milled a Simic Growth Chamber. Veil of Summer. Play the Mycosynth Gardens, and we'll pass for now. I can always copy on their turn. They Surveil and we'll mill 3. Milled over Past in Flames. Makoro. Okay, we'll mill 3 more. Steam Vents. Tasha's Hideous Laughter. So this does not target. I cannot Veil of Summer this. They milled 2 Simic Growth Chambers. So we have 1 Growth Chamber left, 1 Gruul Turf, and 1 of the, what is it called? Is it Boiler Works? We will copy the Amulet. Please, deck. Come on. Nope. We'll grab an Amulet and pass. I would have taken, like, just a Surveil land there. Like, the blue-green Surveil land. They have another land here. We mill. No lands in the... I mean, Urza Saga, but we don't even want Sagas at this point. Come on. Give me the 4th Simic Growth Chamber, please. The other Past in Flames we have to pass. They fetch. We'll mill 3 more. No lands on the top 3. They're going to Makoro. Come on. Another Explorer. Ugh. We're at 19 cards left in deck. Another Polluted Delta. We hit the Gruul Turf, so we have 2 left in our deck that we could possibly draw now. Ruin Crab. Hedge Maze is gone. We have 13 cards, and Tasha's is probably going to do it. And it does. So we have no deck. We have been decked. We did not draw into one of our lands. Unfortunate. So we're now 2-2. I mean, we had a chance to win this game, for what it's worth. It just didn't happen. We're 2-2. There's 1 match left to go. Hopefully we win that. With Card Hoarder, renting your favorite combo deck has never been easier. There isn't a more affordable solution for Magic Online. Want to play the deck in this video? Check out the pinned comment below to easily rent the deck from Card Hoarder. Did you know you can rent the Epic Storm from Card Hoarder for as little as 7 tickets a week? We've made it simple to do so by including a button to rent the entire deck at theepicstorm.com/decklist. The final round, and we're on the draw against the person that is in second of the trophy board. We've opened up a hand where if I draw a Karoo land, it's going to be pretty good. We're on the draw, so we have one extra opportunity, and I think I'm just going to take my chances here. They've taken a mulligan. Turn 1, Urza's Saga. Okay. Is this Amulet Titan? It is. Okay. So them being on the play is very good for them. We hit a Mycosynth Gardens. I'm going to play Serum Visions on the first turn instead of this Amulet of Vigor. We'll grab a Steam Vents and Serum Visions. Bottom both of these, pass the turn. So we need our opponent to not be able to turn 3 us, and we have to find a Karoo land. They play a basic forest, and they pass. Well, it's looking like we can turn 3. But the question is, are we going to be able to live that long? We'll play Gardens, pass the turn. I guess I would need to draw into an Explorer effect. I didn't realize that I didn't have one. So we have Manamorphose and a draw step, but they won the die roll. They have 6 mana. They Teleria West. They can Summoner's Pact, and I believe that's enough for them to win now. Because now they have 6 mana plus Summoner's Pact, and that gets them the Titan, and then Titan kills me with double Amulet. Losing the die roll, not recommended. Okay, we've seen enough. We can pick it up from here. Okay. Going to the sideboard games. I think we probably want Force of Vigors just to slow them down, and we'll board out Serum Visions. The question is, like, do you want one Spell Bomb over the 4th Visions? Maybe? Let's try it. This is a hand that can turn 3. Keep. There's a Saga. Actually, this is a hand that might be able to turn 2. Amulet of Vigor. Pass. They have basic Forest into Grazer. Or Vesuva. They copy my Urza's Saga, okay. Force of Vigor. Alright, so let's think about this. I can play Amulet, and then Boilerworks for 4 mana, Manamorphose into green. I think I'm going to go for it. We're going to go for the turn 2. And now Boilerworks will return itself. We'll play Manamorphose. We're going to make green. We'll explore. We had another Mycosynth Gardens. We'll play Is It Boilerworks. Okay. And now we pick up the Boilerworks, and we'll play Escape to the Wilds. We hit Gruul Turf, Grazer. So we hit a lot of mana, but no action. We'll play the Gruul Turf, make some mana, pick up the Gruul Turf, play Grazer, play the Gruul Turf again. Okay, now the Gruul Turf will return. Play Spell Bomb. And then I think I want to just cycle the Spell Bomb here. Come on, duck. Into another land. Okay, so I think I'm going to just pass. I could blow up the Saga right now, but I don't think that's the best move. I think I might be able to hardcast it next turn for more. So we went 25% of the way through our deck and never found an action spell that wasn't in our opening hand. They play a Dryad. So now on my turn, I can blow up Saga and the Dryad. Or Saga and Vigor. We'll draw for turn. Preordain. Amulet of Vigor. So I can play Boilerworks and Preordain. Or I can just blow up Saga and Amulet here, leaving them with 2 cards. Which I think is the move. We'll play the Gruul Turf. Pick up the land, and we'll hardcast Force of Vigor. We'll do Saga and Amulet. Pass the turn. Boros Garrison. So that brings them up to 5 mana. And then they replay the Boros Garrison. And that's 7 mana. But there's no... I'm sorry. I forgot the fact that there's no Amulet in play. So that's not actually accurate. Ignore me. Manamorphose. Pretty good draw here. We'll play Gruul Turf. This feels like a long game, but it's only turn 4 after going for a turn 2. And just like the deck bricking. And now Gruul Turf will return itself. We'll Manamorphose. Make blue. Preordain. There we go. Top. Growth Spiral. We'll do Gruul Turf. All the mana in the world. Cast Past in Flames. They have Endurance. Okay. So my Past in Flames does nothing. We could, in theory, wish for, like, something else, but I don't know. I guess I could have played A from the sideboard. We just have to pass here. They play Simic Growth Chamber, picking up Otawara. And they replay the Otawara. We'll block. Another Gardens. I don't think playing a crew land does much good here. I'm just going to play Gardens and pass. They have 2 cards in hand. And there's Primeval Titan. So they can get double Valakut here and kill my Grazer, deal me 3, and swing out. And that gives me 1 draw step to draw into something. Actually, does this kill me? Growth Chamber plus Valakut? Probably not. And now they kill the Grazer. They attack for 5. I didn't realize that they had a 3rd land to play this turn. Okay, so this puts me to 3. It's now or never. I need to draw into an Explore effect. Or Escape the Wild. I guess Escape the Wilds is a big Explore effect. More lands! We flooded so hard this game. So I guess I could... That's like not really a winning line. I could like wish for Serum Visions. I don't know if I have a choice. Play the Boiler Works. Also, with the way that this game played out, I don't think Ave actually would have been good enough. They Besage an Amulet. We'll grab Hedge Maze. Oh, they Besage my land. I see what happened. My bad. I thought they targeted an Amulet. So I think we're just mega dead. Spellbomb can go to the graveyard. There's no Amulet triggers on this. And then I have to return a land. Yeah, we're just dead. Okay, so our deck sort of failed us this game. I mean, we went pretty deep into our deck and never really found anything. So, am I disappointed with the 2-3? A little bit. I think this deck is so much better than a 2-3 record, and I'm not just saying that for content purposes. Like, I'm going to continue to work on this deck because I think there's something here, and I genuinely mean that. So, if you're interested in working on it, join the Discord. There's going to be conversation in there, and you know, if you have ideas on how to improve it, let me know, because I'm sure there's other cards that I didn't think of that could make a meaningful impact. So thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. And see ya. Keep storming. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you're interested, you can visit theepicstorm.com/donation-decks to see your combo deck here on this very YouTube channel. You can even join me in a video in the Epic tier. It's totally worth it, I promise. And see ya. Thanks for watching.